Hey, bro, Workman here. Today we're talking teams, and today I'm going to bring in a special guest. Anthony Marguleas from Amalfi Estates in Pacific Palisades in California. I remember sitting at my desk one day after doing a webinar and having my phone ring. The phone rings and I picked it up and I said, "Hi, this is Verl." And the voice on the other end of the phone said, "You answer your own phone?" I said, "Well, I do today." And he said, "My name is Anthony. I want you to be my coach." And I remember saying to Anthony, "I'm not taking any clients on right now, but tell me a little bit about why." And he said, "I am stuck." He says, "I have a great business. I give away 10% of my commission to one of 5 local charities, and I can't get to the next level, and I want to impact more lives. I want to grant more wishes to terminally ill children. I want to help more gang members get tattoos removed from their faces so they can get jobs. I want to eliminate homelessness in the Palisades, and I want to make a difference with people's pets, and I want to have a charity that represents the environment." He says, "I make a difference, and I need help because I'm stuck." And I said, "Tell me more about that." The more I've learned about Anthony, the more I've learned that this isn't a brochure or something he tells his clients. It's who he is in his heart. He sells high dollar properties to some of the most influential people in the world and some of the most expensive houses in all of America. I'm proud to present and introduce my friend Anthony Marguleas, and today we're going to talk about how to sell high dollar and high ticket items. Anthony, welcome. Hey, it's Big B here. Today we're talking teams, and I am with an incredible guest and a good friend, Anthony Marguleas from Amalfi Estates in Pacific Palisades, California. And Anthony and I have been friends for a long time. We've coached together. We've helped a lot of people in real estate. We're part of some of the same friend groups. And what I'll tell you about Anthony is there's a few things that's important you know about him. Number one is that he's got 30 years in real estate. So this isn't his first rodeo, and it's not the first time he's been through a challenging market. He's in the top 10 teams in the country, the medium-sized teams on the Wall Street Journal, which is just an amazing feat, and congratulations for that. Anthony has sold billions of dollars in real estate, but one of my favorite ones is the $63 million property that sold at auction last year, and it's the most expensive property in the country that sold at auction. And so today's topic is, how do we sell high ticket items, especially high dollar real estate? And there's nobody better on the planet than Anthony to help us with that. But of all the things that I love about Anthony the most is that his real estate business and everything he is about giving and making a difference in the lives of the people who are in the communities that he serves. And he's helped over 50,000 families through his different charitable initiatives, and a percent of all of his commissions gets donated to one of his charities in the names of his clients, and he makes a big difference with so many people. So Anthony, thank you for all you do. Let's just talk about how the average realtor selling average priced homes increases their average sales price and moves into a higher dollar market.
Thank you for having me on, Verl. I've known you a long time, and I want to thank you. I mean, I was stuck doing 100 million a year, and you got me to do 500 million a year, working less hours. So it allowed us to give more to charity. We give 10% of our commission to charity, and helped a lot of people thanks to you and your coaches and the systems you have in place at Workman's Success System. So thank you for that. I really appreciate it. So let's jump in. Yeah, what questions you have?
Well, so let's just start. So did you start off selling high dollar real estate, or did you start at a lower price point and then move up?
Yeah, don't we all? I mean, I start off selling $20 million homes. Doesn't everyone? I thought that's how. No. I started off selling very, very like entry level. Most people start like they're in the buyer's market, right? First time home buyers, and you kind of work your way up. Those buyers become sellers. And then I made a decision about 15 years ago. We rebranded our company. We were AM Realty, and we rebranded it to Amalfi Estates. And that was, we rebranded our logo and rebranded all of our marketing and the cars we drive and the clothes we wear and everything to a higher clientele. So that's we did it intentionally.
So do you have an average sales price right now? What's your average sales price for your team?
So my personal average sales price is about 4 million. Our team's average sales price is closer to 2 million.
That's awesome. All right, so you got some new duds and you changed your name, and that's all you had to do. So for this group, let's just give them maybe a roadmap. Like, here's maybe the top 10, and we can do some longer and some shorter of the top things you think an agent should do if they want to increase their average sales price. And let's be strategic about it.
Yeah. So, I mean, right now you have to define luxury in your market. Okay. That's the first step. So defining luxury in the market, 2 million may not be luxury in a market. There's teardowns in our market that are the land goes for $2 million. So defining luxury to start with, you may have luxury in your market that's $500,000. That may well be luxury in your market. So first defining it. And then secondly is, does your brand, is it consistent? Let's say 500,000 or a million is the luxury in your market. Luxury is defined as the top 25% of the price range in that marketplace. So are you matching what your top clientele are wearing? Do you have similar hobbies? Are you a member of the polo club, or maybe it's antique car show, or maybe it's a wine club, or maybe it's a whiskey club, or whatever people are into, right? Maybe they don't drink, but whatever they're into, maybe it's a yacht club. So you have to join those circles to be able to have a commonality, to be able to talk to them. And then you have to know the data. Most people in the luxury market, they're going to have a business manager, they're going to have an attorney, they're going to have an extra layer of people that are going to be helping to make the decisions. So you have to know your data. You have to know the average days on market of the luxury. You have to know what are the new materials out there for luxury homes. So it's just really knowing it and being an expert, because there can be a lot of intimidation, Verl, when you're trying to break into a higher price point. The best way to get over that intimidation is knowledge, knowing what are the new materials out there and what are people putting in their homes. And once you know that from a design standpoint, you're going to feel a lot more comfortable. So go to open houses, go to as many open houses as you can, and just watch the marketing pieces. Watch how they show the house. Watch how they explain the materials. Are they putting in, is it porcelain tile on the floors? Are they doing, what are the new sound systems they're putting in? And just take a look and be aware of it. I think it really helps.
I love that you said that. So I live in Salt Lake City, Utah. If I was new to the market and I was moving to the Palisades and I wanted to be on your team, what are some things you would give me to do as activities? You said go to open houses. What are some other things I could do to really, I want a shortcut so that I can get all the knowledge so I get there faster.
One shortcut that's worked amazingly well, and you can do this in any market. If you're brand new to a market or you want to break into a higher price point, you pick the Starbucks or whatever the local coffee place is. There's Alfred's Coffee by us, and there's all these different coffee places. But whatever the favorite coffee place is in that higher end market that you want to break into, you go to the manager and you say, look, I want to, in the spirit of giving, I want to, sponsor the coffee for the next 20 or 30 people in line. Here's $500 or whatever your budget allows. And you print out little cards and you say, in the spirit of giving, this coffee is on me, and you have your name on it and you have your logo and your company name. And then you sit at a table, and ideally it's great if you have two different genders, like a guy and a girl, right? Or someone older, someone younger, different nationalities, because you want people, it's like door knocking, the same concept. Someone's going to relate differently to you than they would to a woman or a younger woman or an older woman. So having two people there, and you sit there and you're going to meet 20 or 30 people you've never met before. And on average, we pick up one client every time we do it.
Wow.
One client every time.
We pay a lot more than for leads.
For $500, right?
Yeah, right. That's
not
awesome.
bad. So that's a great way to do it. It's very personal. As you like to say, belly to belly. You get to meet people. It's better than cold calling, and it's better than a lot of the other avenues out there.
Plus, you just, even if they never buy from you, you make a friend.
Yeah. And it's not that expensive,
We're doing open houses. We're showing up at Starbucks. We're buying coffee for a few people. What are some other things as we move into that market? You said something about joining their clubs, like joining clubs and hanging out at the places where the affluent hang out, people that have more money hang out, that buy and sell those kinds of houses.
It can get a little expensive though, right? If you're trying to break into a market and you may not have the money to join that, yacht club or polo group. So you want to conserve your funds, obviously, at the same time. Joining charity boards is a great way. A lot of people that have money join charity boards. Charity boards is a great way, and you have to be authentic about it. You have to really believe in the charity. You don't want to just join it because you want to meet people that have money. And then have a business plan, which you can help with in Workman Success. And that's increasing your average sales price by 20%. And then having a business plan to strategize what you need to do to achieve it. So if you need to broaden your geographical area, if the average price around you within a 5-mile radius is $200,000, then increase the geographical area. Envision what you need to do to increase your sales price. Do you need to open a satellite office? Do you need to partner with another agent in a different market? Think about what you need to do in order to increase your average sales price. And then I have some great little tools that we've used that have been successful for us. QB Casa, great app. I don't know if you're familiar with it, but you can take it with your phone. Several MLSs have started to partner with them. And normally we would pay an appraiser or a draftsman around $300 to $500 to do a floor plan of a house, or even Matterport, which is even more expensive. QB Casa, you can use your cell phone, and it does beautiful color floor plans for anywhere from $30 to $40. It is one of the best things. We've been using it for all of our listings. It impresses the sellers. And then the other thing to do, take that first listing, even if it's overpriced. Normally, I never recommend that, but what you're going to do is you're going to use that as an example to test out your marketing ideas. So for example, you take a listing that maybe it's 10 or 20% over market. Maybe someone else tried to sell it, they couldn't sell it. You take that listing and you practice things you wouldn't have an opportunity to practice. Maybe it's a new marketing piece, a new ad, a new cool software. That way you can use that as leverage for future listings. It's all about leverage right now. That's been really, really helpful. So QB Casa is great. Another one is Leverage RE. Leverage RE, this is the best bang for the buck. So if you're going to take a high-end listing in your marketplace, Leverage RE will advertise in the Wall Street Journal, the Washington Post, Robb Report, Financial Times, Mansion Global, Barron's, PropGo Luxury, Jue, which is the largest Chinese website for international properties. It basically puts it on 629 million combined page views and 149 million monthly site visits, all for, drumroll, it's about $250 per property. Now that's monthly, right? But if you're getting a property for $1 million in your market and you're going to get, $25,000 gross commission, it's worth it. And it's going to impress your client. That's more important.
You know what you've just done is you've given people some very specific tools to help them justify the dollars they get paid. I think one of the big challenges in moving into higher dollar items, especially in real estate, is sometimes the agents have imposter syndrome and they don't know if they can bring enough value to the seller. And so by not even knowing that they should be on the Robb Report or the Chinese websites or the places where property, the Wall Street Journal, by not knowing what the marketing plan should be, you just gave them a website or a tool that allows them to go in and say, we market your property on these sites. What an amazing gift.
Thank you. Yeah. It's a marathon. It's not a sprint. And so like anything, sometimes younger generation wants to get quick success, right? And the reality is it took 30 years, for me to slowly get. Now, granted, I've been in luxury space for probably 15 or 20 years, but it doesn't happen overnight. You take baby steps and it's a marathon, right? And you just keep plodding along and do the 20% increase every year. So if you're 300,000 price range now, next year you'll be 360,000 and then you'll be 430,000. And then, every year you want to increase it, and be really intentional about it. If suddenly you're doing a lot of $150,000 listings, intentionally say, I'm going to refer those out. I'm going to refer out the low end properties. I'm going to just start focusing on the higher priced properties. And I think
or build a team and have team members work.
Or build it right. Exactly. Give it to the buyer's agents on your team. 100%.
So how important is the dress and the way you look and how you show up? Is that like, some people make a big deal about it. We've kind of gone through this casual time in business where, people haven't really dressed up. And now all of a sudden I'm starting to see some of that come back.
You have to know your marketplace. So dress is important. The first time I showed a high-end property in Malibu, I wore a sport coat and a tie, and they kicked me out of Malibu. And I did the same thing in Venice. And you have to know your marketplace because you don't wear a coat and tie in Malibu. You just don't. So you have to know how people are going to dress, and you have to dress so your clients are going to feel comfortable, around you. However that may be. But you're right, it has gotten a lot more relaxed. And you have to see what's consistent for your brand as well.
For sure. If there was that, you said you had a list of like top 10 things that you share with agents. Is that a written out, printed out list? Can we give everybody a list of the top 10?
Sure. Yeah.
In the downloads right below on this video, I'm going to give you Anthony's top 10, the top 10 things you need to know about selling high dollar real estate. That's worth more than the price of admission. And all I can do is encourage you to think differently. There's some great advice given today. How about just raising your price 20% a day? I actually have a client who's done that. If you talk to Christy Buck today, Anthony, and you ask her what her average sell price is, when I started coaching her, it was $179. Last year, it was almost $500,000. She's continued to increase her average sales price of her home, not just her personally, but as a team. And she's selling, 400 or 500 houses. So it's been really game changing. So small incremental improvements. I love that.
I have one other tip. I just thought about that. And I got this, there's no such thing as a new idea, right? We just take ideas and recirculate them and kind of put our own little twist on it. So at the Luxury Marketing Institute, they gave this idea and it's brilliant. And I've actually done it several times. You write an article in the local paper or for a blog or for your podcast, whatever the medium that you want to use, could be radio as well, about the most expensive home that's sold in your area. You don't have to have sold it. That's the beauty of this. You just write about it and you suddenly become the expert on it. You put it on your social media pages and you talk about that $500,000 or $1 million or $2 million home and you suddenly become the expert on it. So it's all about leveraging the brand and leveraging communication about being the expert about selling high-priced properties. So we've done that quite a bit, and it's a great, great way to get in the marketplace.
You know, it's funny because I'm thinking about how many articles I saw on your $63 million property. Like a lot of people borrowed that sell as experts on what to do and how to do it in luxury real estate. So people taking your own advice, I think that's brilliant. All right, everybody, thanks for being here. Appreciate being on the Real Team's Call. Anthony, thank you for being here. Thanks for being such an easygoing guest. Good luck as you move up your average sales price, and we'll talk soon. I knew it wouldn't disappoint. Whenever I talk to Anthony, I'm always blown away with not only the information that he shares, but how practical and actionable it is. Make sure you click below to get the free download, and also subscribe to our video channel so you make sure you get all of the videos that are being produced. We look forward to watching you grow your average sales price and put yourself in a position to close more expensive properties.